2 Kings chapter 2. And it came to pass in the Lord to lead Elijah in a rumbling as into the heaven, that Elijah and Elisha went from out of Gilgal. And Elijah said to Elisha, Sit down indeed here, for the Lord has sent me unto Bethel. And Elisha said, As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, shall I abandon you? And they came unto Bethel. And the sons of the prophets in Bethel came to Elisha, and they said to him, Do you know that the Lord today takes your master above your head? And he said, Indeed, even I knew. Keep silent. And Elijah said to Elisha, Sit down indeed here, for the Lord has sent me to Jericho. And Elisha said, As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, shall I abandon you? And they came unto Jericho. And the sons of the prophets in Jericho approached to Elisha. And they said to him, Do you know that today the Lord takes your master from above your head? And he said, I knew, keep silent. And Elijah said to him, Sit down indeed here, for the Lord has sent me unto the Jordan. And Elisha said, As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, shall I abandon you? And they both went. And 50 men from the sons of the prophets came, and stood right opposite far off, and both stood at the Jordan. And Elijah took his sheepskin, and wrapped it, and struck the water. And the water was divided here and there, and they both passed over through dry ground. And it came to pass in their passing over, Elijah said to Elisha, Ask, what I shall do for you before my being taken up from you. And Elisha said, Let there be indeed a double of your spirit upon me. And Elijah said, You hardened to ask. If you should behold me being taken up from you, it will be thus to you. But if not, in no way will it be. And it came to pass of their going and speaking, that behold, a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and they drew apart between both. And Elijah was taken up in a rumbling into the heaven. And Elisha was beholding, and he yelled, O Father, the chariot of Israel, and his horsemen. And he did not see him any longer. And he took hold of his garments, and tore them into two. And he raised up high the sheepskin of Elijah, which fell on top of him. And Elisha turned, and stood upon the edge of the Jordan. And he took the sheepskin of Elijah, which fell on top of him, and struck the waters, and said, Where is the God of Elijah now? And he struck the waters, and they tore apart here and there. And Elisha passed over. And the sons of the prophets beheld him, the ones in Jericho right opposite. And they said, The spirit of Elijah rests upon Elisha. And they came to meet with him, and did obeisance to him upon the ground. And they said to him, Behold, indeed, there are with your servants 50 men, sons of power. In going, indeed, let them seek your master, lest at some time Spirit of the Lord lifted him and tossed him in the mountains, or upon one of the hills. And Elisha said, You shall not send. And they pressed him until he was shamed. And he said, Send them. And they sent 50 men. And they sought 3 days, and they did not find him. And they returned to him. And he stayed in Jericho. And he said to them, Said I not to you, Do not go? And the men of the city said to Elisha, Behold now, the sight of the city is good, as you, O master, see. But the waters are bad, and the ground being barren. And Elisha said, Bring to me a new water pot, and cast salt there. And they took it to him. And he went forth unto the outlet of the waters, and he tossed there the salt. And he said, Thus says the Lord, I have healed these waters. There will not be any longer there death and being barren. And the waters were healed until this day, according to the word of Elisha which he spoke. And he ascended from there unto Bethel. And in his ascending in the way, that small boys came forth from out of the city, and they mocked him, and said to him, Ascend, bald one! Ascend, bald one! And he turned aside behind them, and beheld them. And he cursed them in the name of the Lord. And 2 bears came forth from out of the forest, and they tore asunder of them 42 children. And he went from there to Mount Carmel, and from there he turned unto Samaria.